guys, welcome to Nerd Bites, and this is going to be my review for Logan. Yes, I will be doing spoilers, but I'm putting them to the end of my review and I'll let you know when they're happening. Logan, the final portrayal of Wolverine by Hugh Jackman, and also the final portrayal by of Professor X by Patrick Stewart, and it's the final Wolverine film, and it definitely delivered everything that we wanted. It was a great story. It was full of blood and violence, limbs coming off, swearing. It was proper. It went R-rated straight from the get-go, and it went straight through the film. It was awesome, and honestly, it's one of the best X-Men films I've seen. I mean, it's, as you see in the trailers, Logan's just completely done with everything. He's old, he's decrepit, he's falling apart. Some of his claws aren't coming out properly. He's struggling to fight, he's struggling to heal, and he's just done with everything. He's not interested in helping anybody except Professor X, and that's it. He's done. And and along comes this girl, which we'll get into the spoiler talk, and then he has to kind of look after her. And obviously chaos ensues with the Reavers. They're the kind of guys with all the metal arms and everything, which is pretty cool. They never really explained it, but I feel like maybe these arms were chopped off by Wolverine at some point. The main Reaver guy, the bad guy with the blonde hair and the glasses, he was a pretty ominous bad guy. I quite liked him, his attitude. He was quite cocky, he was really cool. He didn't know too much about him, but I enjoyed the character. Patrick Stewart puts in an amazing performance as Professor X as well. It's something very different from what we've seen before. He's always suited and booted and prim and proper and everything, and really a good teacher, mentor. And in this, he's completely fucked up. And we'll get into a little bit more in the spoiler talk, but it's just really weird to see that different dynamic of that character and that actor playing that character. Stephen Merchant as well, for anybody that loves Ricky Gervais and Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington and all that kind of stuff. I do, because obviously being a Brit. Steve Merchant, he's acted in extras before and in other things, and they kind of fit around his kind of character of himself. But in this, it was very different, and well done, Steve Merchant. He did a really good role as Caliban. I really was invested in it. I mean, I knew it was him, obviously, but it's, he convinced me of that character, and I just think he did a really great role, and I'm looking forward in the future to seeing him do more roles. As I said, the blood and the violence and the swearing was absolutely awesome. It was everything we wanted, that we've clamoured for a Wolverine film for so long, and I feel like Deadpool helped push that out the door, and as soon as we got that, honestly, they did not hold back. There was swearing, blood, violence, and it was just awesome. Everything you want to see from this Wolverine character, just absolute berserker rage. The pacing of the film as well. Some people said it was up and down. For me, I think it was perfect pacing. It was full on action at the start. It lagged a tiny bit in the middle, but not in a bad way, because it had time to build these characters up and build plot points and everything. And then it had a massive action at the end and everything, again with blood and violence. And I feel like the whole film, I never got bored. I was never waiting for stuff to happen. I just enjoyed the film. It was, for me, it was really well paced. They're now going into spoiler territory, so if you haven't seen the film, make sure you skip to the end to see my final verdict. You have been warned, it is now spoiler territory. Professor X, he's kind of got like an aneurysm or some kind of like stroke type thing. I can't really explain what it is, but he sometimes just freaks out and his powers just go mental, and it's starting to kill everybody. And obviously Wolverine is the only one that's not really that susceptible to it. And it's weird to see him down. And look, he's a little bit fucked up, he's a little bit senile, and it's weird to see that character. And then Logan's looking after him, making sure he's taking pills to counteract this problem that he's having. Caliban's kind of helping him, but he's reluctantly and so on. X-23, she's awesome, so cool. Again, 2 claws and one claw on each foot and everything. That was really cool. She was violent as hell as well. The little girl did a great job acting this. Honestly, really impressive. X-24, for anybody who doesn't know, that's a clone of Wolverine. It happened. He was in here, and the Reavers and these guys had cloned Wolverine, and he attacked people. And the moment, and yet Charles dies, and it's just the moment, it's just, you did not expect it. I did not see it coming at all. He's there sleeping in the bed, and X-23 is sleeping next to her, and he's talking to Logan, saying give her another minute and everything. He's being really nice and everything, talking about family, thinking it's him, and then he leans forward, and you realise just at the last split second it's not Logan, and he plows his claws straight into Charles's heart, and you're like, oh my god, what is this? And then you realise it's a clone, and he goes on a berserker race, killing everybody. Then Logan gets back and he's attacking him, but he's not got one up on him. He's getting absolutely destroyed by this guy, and it's weird to see Wolverine versus Wolverine, and yeah, it was carnage. After Charles had died and you buried him, that was quite an upsetting moment. It's just finally saying farewell to the character. I know we've seen that character die before, but I'm pretty sure we know this is the end of that character. Yeah, that was really sad. And then Logan not being able to deal with it properly. He couldn't say a proper word, he couldn't say a proper goodbye at the grave, then he just kicks the shit out of the car. God, you feel for him, don't you? Caliban killing himself, that was cool. When he just got the grenades and I can't remember what he said, and just something about the light, and he threw the grenades and just blew himself up and everything. That was really a cool way to go out. But yeah, basically you're getting this girl across the border, and you end up meeting up with all these other subjects, these other little new mutants. We'll call them new mutants because I think that's what they will be. From this experimentation place where she's been, obviously she's been injected with Logan's blood, so it technically makes him her father. Then you've got all these new mutants and kids, and you meet up with them. Then he's trying to get them across the border, and you get the Reavers attacking them, and it's a massive set piece of just utter carnage in the woods, and it's awesome. Yeah, the final fight as well, he injects himself with this serum stuff, the one that the X-24 has Berserker Rage with, so he can get himself pumped up and fight people, and then he just absolutely obliterates people. Then the final fight with X-24, and then seeing the new mutants kill the blonde hair Reaver dude, just using their powers all at the same time, just burying him into the ground and suffocating him. That was pretty cool. And then you've got this other agent guy that I think seemed to know Stryker, or related to Stryker in some way, I think. Then you've got X-24 just comes out and starts absolutely destroying things, and X-23, she gets involved, and there's massive fights back and forth, getting blood. And then you've just got Wolverine getting absolutely destroyed, and then Laura comes back and shoots the X-24 in the head with the adamantium bullet, which Logan has had the entire time in case he wants to kill himself. And as soon as he's dead, you've got Logan lying on this log where the X-24 has just impaled him onto it. And as we know, his healing doesn't work as quickly as it should. And he's been so badly beaten up and so badly destroyed by this X-24 that yes, Wolverine dies. He absolutely dies. I told you this was the way it was going to go. I knew this was the way it was going to go. It couldn't go any other way to have a send-off like this for this character. Then yet he dies right there, having this final moment with X-23, which is technically his daughter, realising what it feels like to have family, and then he just takes his last breath, and that's it, gone. And the next thing you see is the kids, and they've buried him, and they wander off towards the border. And the final scene when she just Laura, which is X-23, comes back and takes the cross and turns it sideways and makes it an X, and it just zooms straight into that X sign, and then done. That is it. And then you've got Johnny Cash in the credits. I mean, what a finish to this character and to this film. Just everything about this film was excellent for me, and they did the absolute perfection of sending off this character in the best way they could possibly do it. He made the ultimate sacrifice for his daughter, for his actual family member, and that is just an amazing thing. Overall, guys, I think Logan was an absolutely amazing film. Seriously did some really good work on this film. The pacing was brilliant, the violence was good, the story is brilliant, characters were built absolutely perfectly. Final send-off for Professor X and Logan were brilliant. I'm going to say that if you love massive, spectacle like X-Men Apocalypse, you're not going to enjoy this film, because this is a little bit more somber, more dark, and not full-on men in spandex type stuff. It's just X-Men in a character. It's a character-based film. It's not an X-Men based film. It's just basing on these small amount of characters, and they do so well with it. It's an absolute amazing film, one of the best X-Men films out there, and I think it's absolutely fair to give it 5 stars. So that's what I thought of Logan. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments, or send me an email. You can also find me on the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, moviepilot.com. Just type in Nerd Bites anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. And of course, keep it nerdy.